you very much, Ms. Lee, Mistress of Ceremonies. I want to say good afternoon to everybody. I want to acknowledge the Lyme team here this afternoon, headed by the country manager, Mr. Davison Charles, to include Kevin Joseph and Ms. Nelson and Ms. Lee. I want to recognize my acting permanent secretary, Ms. Patricia Francis, and the technical representatives and the technical support team here from the Ministry of Information, and of course the teachers who are here today. I want to say welcome to the Sir Vivian Richards Cricket Stadium. I want to start by confining my remarks in the first instance to the teachers that have joined us here this afternoon, and I want to say to you congratulations for signing up to participate in Technology for Education 2020, which is another component of the Connect Antigua and Barbuda initiative. In partnership with Lyme, the government is assisting with your professional development and empowerment. And as a leader in your own right, charged with shaping and nurturing the minds of our nation's treasured students, it is imperative that you have access to the internet. Most educators agree that well-planned lessons are a classroom essential. The internet is a tremendous asset in assisting you to prepare for and manage your classes, for administrative record keeping, and to assist you teachers to access research and best practices. There are today about 10,000 websites that offer access to as many as 300,000 lesson plans. Many of these are collaborative efforts that allow teachers to share their work with anyone who may be interested. Of course, the online material can help with both academic courses and extracurricular activities. So I'm very pleased that the government of Antigua has made a laptop available to you. Can I have one of those laptops, please, Asha? As well as high-speed internet access via Lyme. I anticipate, teachers, an exceptionally positive experience for you in Technology for Education 2020. So I want to spend a couple of minutes talking about this initiative. Seems to have attracted a lot of media attention, obviously. This is a three-pronged approach. I want to speak about the laptops first. The government is providing 1,600 high-speed laptops to all teachers in all primary schools and secondary schools, both private schools and government-run schools. This Lenovo G5600 has a 2.1 gig Intel Pentium processor with 4 gigs of RAM and 320 gigabytes of hard drive. And most of you will get to know more about this than me in the coming weeks because you will become experts. It's a very easy area. It also has backlit widescreen display, 15.5 inches. It comes integrated with a webcam and microphone. Miss Lee, here comes the real world. Webcam and the microphone. It's Wi-Fi ready. That is to say, it is compatible with all the routers. It comes with Windows 7 Home Premium. It only weighs about 6 pounds, and it has a rewritable CD DVD. Isn't this a wonderful initiative?
Indeed.
In partnership with Lyme, 86 schools will benefit from this across Antigua and Barbuda. And I want to say this without reservation today. This has nothing to do with politics and has everything to do with the empowerment of teachers in this country and the government's commitment to empower teachers. So I'm exceptionally pleased to be here, ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon. In addition, the second prong is high-speed internet hotspots in the secondary schools, both private and public. As you know, the primary schools, the majority of them, we've been putting in community computer access centers, and several of the secondary schools already have these centers. But in this particular project, we are deploying high-speed internet hotspots in 22 schools, and they are all secondary schools. The schools will be provisioned with 4 megs of capacity. That is to say, I anticipate each of the classrooms will have internet connectivity. And as a sidebar comment, when I tell you about 4 megs of capacity, in 2004, the entire government infrastructure was using 4 megs of capacity. And what we are doing in partnership with Lime is provisioning 4 megs of capacity to each of the schools. This is a wonderful, wonderful project. And I know it will change the education landscape in Antigua and Barbuda forever. The government of Antigua and Barbuda is paying Lime for the connectivity in the schools. We have partnered with Lime with a memorandum of understanding in respect of the acquisition of the computers. So the computers have been provided to the government by Lime as part of a business partnership, and the acceptable usage policy with regards to the laptops has been fashioned by the Ministry of Education. In addition, teachers, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that are listening and viewing to this particular program, you will be pleased to know that Lime has negotiated with Business Systems Solutions, BSS, on Reckless Street, a valid warranty program. Please make sure you have the warranty card that comes in the box. This warranty is against manufacturer's defects, and BSS will honor this for a year, and BSS will also provide ongoing servicing. For instance, if anything becomes defective, you will have to pay for the repairs, but if there are any manufacturer's defects, the notebook is covered on the warranty for 1 year. The third prong is something that is extremely important. That is broadband internet connectivity at the teachers' homes. And I want to tell you why I'm so excited about this, because whereas in the past you needed to have an antenna outside and you needed all sorts of gadgets, what Lime will be installing and has been installing, and in the case of many of you here, you've already received it, is referred to as the customer premises equipment. This is a simple plug and play. You will be able to access high-speed internet. And let me tell you why I like this. And I want to say that Lime had asked me in my capacity as Minister of Telecommunications to see how effective these units are. And I have been using one of these units for the last several months. And I tell you, I'm highly impressed with what it can do. Simple, I move it from room to room. I sometimes move it to my office in the ministry. Sometimes if I'm out for the day and I know I'm going to be somewhere, I take it with me, because it's my passport to the internet along with my device. So the portability of this is very important, ladies and gentlemen. And the teachers will get up to 1 meg of capacity at your home or wherever you put the gadget. And that is good for almost every conceivable application in our current context. And the customer premises equipment is subject to Lime's applicable terms and conditions. I want to state that the government of Antigua and Barbuda is paying for the cost of the broadband for the 1,600 teachers for the first 4 months. Thereafter, and we know that your 4 months will be slightly different to other people's 4 months. We are fully aware of that. Thereafter, teachers will pay Lime $59 EC plus ABST at a rate that has been locked in for 3 years. I want to commend Lime for this wonderful initiative. Don't underestimate what is happening here. You are getting internet connectivity at a grossly subsidized rate, because having the laptop alone is not enough. You need the device, but we want you to have the connectivity to the super information highway. We don't want the developed world to feel that they are better than us. They're not. We are provisioning the society, all facets of the society, with the necessary tools to become truly competitive citizens. In your case, competitive teachers. But we also want you to nurture those students and make them into competitive children. I have 2 young children of my own. And let me tell you, they know more about the iPad than I could ever know. We have to understand, it is no longer about talk and chalk. That is important. But you have to understand that connectivity to broadband and access to technology will make you a competitive person. We're not just talking about your teaching requirements and your profession as a teacher, because access to the internet in your home has a multiplicative effect in your own domestic situation with your husband or your partner and your children and your neighbor and so on. There is no doubt in the government's mind that this is a critical next important step to where we are going in our digital agenda. And you heard this country manager say we've been in discussions since last year. We had very extensive discussions, and we were acceptable to Lime and their commercial proposition and acceptable to the government. I want to mention as well that the government is subsidizing the cost of the customer premises equipment, which is this, but the customer premises equipment remains the property of Lime. And I conclude my remarks then by saying that today we're having a soft launch, a symbolic launch. I think we have about 20-25 teachers from different schools. It's a pleasure to see you here. I want to ask you to clear the equipment, please. Taxpayers' money are being invested in your overall development, so we want you to clear it. And the full launch takes place during ICT Fest, and that is, the opening ceremony will be on the October 11th, but this particular program will roll out in full steam Wednesday, October 12th, during ICT Fest at 5 p.m. and approximately 25 schools will be captured, teachers from 25 schools. I know for sure. I would like to mention these: Bendels, Charlesworth T. Samuel, Foundation Mix, Freemansville, Freetown, J.T. Ambrose, Liberta, Seaview Farm, St. Michael's and Willikies, and I invite the teachers from the other schools to stay tuned to announcements in the electronic media, on the internet and so on, for the teachers that will be captured in the full launch. We anticipate that well over 500 teachers will receive their laptops during the ICT Fest, because the following day, which is the second day of the fest, on Thursday, October 13th, the laptops will also be available for collection. I want to talk just for a minute about the advent of 4th generation technology into Antigua. I want to say that we are not going to play no second fiddle to nobody, man. We are not playing no second fiddle to nobody. We are serious about expanding technology in Antigua. And in the coming months, Antigua will receive 4th generation broadband. The simplest thing is this: 2G, 3G, they slow, I want the faster. And the importance of that is very simple, ladies and gentlemen, because when you have your iPhone or your Android device, you will be able to conduct all the things you can conduct from your laptop at your home or from your desktop. Video, text, telephone calls, online education, you name it. And so we have been placing quite a bit of emphasis on this in the ministry, and we've had some discussions with a number of telecommunications companies. I end my remarks, ladies and gentlemen, by thanking Davidson Charles, Kevin Joseph, Ali Nelson, Paula Lee, and the entire Lime team for the great effort. They sat in many meetings with us, the Ministry of Information's technical team, and the media. God bless you all. Thank you for your time.